Well, I always say it's very hard to knock down a very clear starting point for Humans of New York. I always say it wasn't a fully formed idea that I conceived and then I executed. It was more the result of hundreds of small evolutions that came out of just a love of photography. So the only expectation I had when I decided to do photography full time is that I was going to be structuring my life around prioritizing time over money and doing something with my time that I loved, and that was photography. And so that was the first thing that I committed to. And then through that commitment and through photographing every single day, the idea of photographing people, the idea of taking portraits of people, the idea of interviewing people, all came and kind of crescendoed into what Humans of New York became eventually. No. I'm always very careful not to give Humans of New York any sort of social mission or social responsibility, because I think that kind of outruns the coverage of what I think Humans of New York is, which is a storytelling blog. And there's a lot of power in telling stories. But in the end, my job and how I see my role is to tell the stories of people I meet on the street as best as I can and intimately as possible. Now, those stories have inherent power, the power to raise $1.4 million, the power to inspire people, to move people. But my job stays pretty grounded, which is to meet people and tell their stories, and that's all I aim to do. Politics, wow. I think that in general, along with the rest of the world, the barriers to entry are going to be lower. There is more power in the hands of kind of creative individuals that have ever been before. And so I think you're going to have a lot more outliers, a lot of people that have gotten very large bases of power without the traditional means towards it, whether that be a certain degree, a certain pedigree, a certain family. And so, I think probably along with the rest of the world, politics is going to experience a democratization of where there are going to be a lot more players from a lot more spheres.